The WNBA Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Edge Boost, the bank account built for bettors. Sign up today at edgeboost.bet with promo code SGPN and get a $25 deposit bonus. We're also brought to you by nobody else. That's it. Yes, sir. We are back with another edition of the WNBA Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. No, me, no voice, no guys. Me, Terrell Furman Jr. here at your service. So, we have to figure this out, Scott. And we have to figure out, do we play the reverse sweep drop when we reverse sweep, but we hit an underdog entry? Like, is the underdog entry, is that a part of the drop? Or
I don't think you understand. We went 0-4, but the underdog lineup was for basically plus 540. So we actually made money. So no, we're not going to play this.
So no, it doesn't. It doesn't. Yeah. I don't know, man. We really did miss the lock and dog, but I guess the underdog entry saves us. Okay.
We made money. Why would I play the drop when we made money?
This is true. I am looking at the underdog account, and there is money here, and I'm like, all right, let's do this again. I wish they would be quicker. I feel like we're going backwards with the lines, man. The 4 games on the slate, and we only have lines for 1. First of all, 3 games at 10 p.m. is ridiculous. Second of all, why don't we have lines for some of these games? Like this, I mean, well, not lines, but like player props. Like the Aces and the Mystics, there's no reason we shouldn't have props there. Okay, maybe you could tell me something about LA, maybe, but like at least have Valkyrie props. But then again, Tiffany Hayes went down, so like, okay, maybe, but like, I just feel like we're short. Like they're cheating us props here.
I mean, I get as gamblers why we feel that way, but look, I'm still happy we got to this point. We used to have no lines at all until like 11 a.m. I'm just happy we got something. You know, that's all I'm going to say.
No, we're going backwards, Scott. We're going backwards here. Scott, see you, Rachel. Scott, what's going on?
Scotty, beat me up.
Surprise.
Yeah, even though I did go 0-2 on the WNBA show, did sweep the NBA show, so that counts for something. Once again, same channel on YouTube, so there we go. Overall, once again, pretty interesting Thursday card. It was very chalky. Fever played like garbage and still won anyway and covered, so nice job by them. And then you saw the Liberty destroy the Sky. We might have to have a conversation about the Sky, by the way.
They stopped.
I'll ignore the Angel Reese stuff by herself because I know that she was 0 of 8 from the floor. But damn, the Sky can't score.
Yeah.
Kennedy Carter somewhere just laughing her ass off because she was the heart and soul of that team's offense. They can't score. They're a really bad team. But nice job by the Liberty. The Liberty look really, really good. Natasha Cloud looks great. The whole team looks great. It was easy. Nice job by the Liberty taking care of business there. For a Sky team that actually gave them a bit of problems last year, where the games were close. The Sky, though, we might need a conversation about because their win total last night, before the game today, was 17.5. I'm not sure they get to 15. We were waiting for that team.
Wow.
I was going to say, we were waiting for that team preseason that we thought might bottom out.
That
were viewed to be decent. That might actually be really bad.
2 games.
It's 2 games against good teams.
It looks bad. It looks very, very bad thus far. And it was 2 good teams, but it looks very bad thus far. Shout out to Phil, 3999. First time catching me on the channel. He must be coming over from the Betting Pros of Fast Break Bets audience. Scott went 4-1 in the W.
I'm not going to mention your record because that's jinxing. So I'm not going to say
No, this is just me like stating the fact. The fact is I went 4-1. I'm not touting. I'm not jinxing anything. It's just spreading awareness. I did go 4-1 on the 2 game slate there. But
once again, nice job. Knock on wood. I'm not going to say anything.
Just
lock into the show. That's all I'm going to say.
No, look, we just got to carry it over here. We got to carry it back over here.
You know what? Right. Bring the backdrop in.
Bring the backdrop back. Bring the backdrop. There we go. Get some good juju in here. All right, man. All right, let's see. We've got merch store, 20% off everything over there. Promo code DGens. Tap in store.sportsgamblingpodcast.com. That's promo code DGens. Get 20% off the merch store and get you some tennis gambling podcast gear, get you some WNBA gambling podcast gear, all of that stuff over there in the merch store. They got some nice windbreakers too, some really cool stuff in there. So go check it out in the merch store. That buy-in over there helps us out. So, and you got some winners. Like we've been hot, low key. So you got some winners. Go spend some of that over there at the merch store.
I do want to ask you, though, because we talked about it briefly, now that we have 4 games on the card.
Yeah.
Yes, Chicago played against 2 very good teams based on win total, the Fever and the Liberty. But I do want to ask you, what's the solution offensively? Because they just don't have enough shot creators, as far as I'm concerned. The offense just looks disgusting.
Back to the basics. Give it to Camilla on the block. Let her go to work. I understand Angel Reese can't make a layup, but she still commands attention. Play through the bigs, let them pass out, and pray to God that somebody can hit a 3-point shot.
That's my point, though. The guards are just a mess. I mentioned the win total under at 17.5. It might drop in this one, but they're not fluky blowout losses. They have been deserved. This team can't score. They've been a mess defensively. If we're looking for a wings team, like last year that bottomed out after having a decent win total,
oh yeah, no,
it really might be Chicago. This team is bad. Just wanted to mention that.
After watching 2-3 games of WNBA this season, I think there's a total of 2 teams that I could see them beating legitly straight up, and those are probably still 50-50 shots.
Well, one's Connecticut, and the other is going to be Valkyrie won a game, but the Mystics have been good. I'd say Valkyrie, though.
Oh, dude.
But,
Valkyrie. Yeah. Oh, dude. Did you watch that Valkyrie? What was it? The Valkyrie and the
I caught the last couple minutes. I was happy that they were able to chuck the ball down court with 3 seconds left and nobody guarded the Hail Mary pass.
The ugliest game of basketball you've ever seen. The Valkyrie literally can't hit shots.
Tell you what, though, shout out to Burton, though. Burton was great last
night. And then Tip Hayes went down too. Like, oh man.
The nose got messed up.
The Valkyrie 8.5 win total is down in the toilet right now because they can't score.
Well, it was 7.5.
Yo,
I thought it was 7.5.
Oh yeah, well I got 8.5, but it did go down to 7.5 at one point. But
look, they won a game. Good for them. Shout out to the Valkyrie. We're gonna talk about them later, but at least they won a game. Only 2 games though. Not bad for a franchise that's new. Pretty good.
Shock they got that game. That is you know what? And honestly, that's a win for me because stealing that ugly game of basketball.
We also picked them on the show, so that felt pretty good.
5.5 money line hit. Just yuck, horrible, ugly game. All right, let's get into it. 4 games on the slate here. First game up, the only one we have legit everything we're looking for here. Player props and all. The Minnesota Lynx are still at home, welcoming the Connecticut Sun. Lynx are laying 16, opened up at 14.5. Totals at 160.5. It's actually come down half a point here. Let me see. I think is there a Nisa Morrow update at all? Let's see. We've got Anissa Morrow, who is no. What? I need a new injury report. This one isn't working. Where's WordWire? Or whatever. Here we go. All right. Morrow's still out. And we've got for the Minnesota Lynx, still no Caleb McBride, and that's it. All right.
I'm going to ask you about the Lynx first, because we know Connecticut's not very good.
Mm-hmm.
We saw the Lynx mess around. They let the Wings hang in there. I'm still salty Courtney Williams couldn't get an assist in the entire fourth quarter. I had plus 160, I think, on her 7.5 assists.
Yeah.
Would have been really cool if she got one in the fourth quarter, but that just didn't work out for me, I guess. But they won the game. They didn't look great.
Shout out to her for spamming out like 5 rebounds in the last 4 minutes. Yeah, shout out to that. I had the RA, and that sent the RA over.
Shout out to Paige, by the way. Nice double-double. But anyway, point is the Sun are, we know, probably the worst team in the league. Maybe the Valkyries, it's them too, as the bottom 2 teams. Mystics are not good, but they're a level above those teams as far as I'm concerned. It's rough.
Yeah.
Having said that, the Lynx won the game. They didn't look great. I'll ask you, though, because 15, that's a lot of points. I don't know if I want to actually lay this. It's too early in the season for me to want to lay 16 points with a team. I understand it because the Lynx are really good,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm taking Connecticut. It's a
Hmm.
lot of points for the third game of the season. I'll pick Connecticut to somehow hang in there. Yes, the Aces buried them. It was a great spot for the Aces. Off the loss of the Liberty, they were pissed off. They buried that team. We predicted that would happen. So I'm not going to suddenly change my opinion on Connecticut. They're a bad team, but it was a really bad spot for Connecticut, a great spot for the Aces. I'll pick the Lynx to win, but 16 plus is a lot. Give me Minnesota by like 12. I think 16 is disrespectful for the third game of the season. Give me Connecticut to hang in there.
Yeah, I'll go against you. The team was down 30 to the Aces
Yes.
at
Well,
half.
I'm going to ask you, though, because the Sun win total was low preseason.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like 3 games in, they're already being priced as like a 6-win team. That's what it feels like at this point. Is that a fair assessment 3 games in? It
Yeah,
might be. I'm just asking.
yeah, especially with the level of competition that they played.
I
And
mean, they
played,
fumbled the Mystics game, but that was a home game too. So yeah, that's fair.
and then you had the Aces, and it was ugly the entire game.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this Minnesota Lynx game is going to be ugly the entire game. Now, they do have the Atlanta Dream on deck this weekend. I think that's going to be interesting because I am not 100% positive that the Atlanta Dream don't play down in competition because we've seen 3 games of a sample size between them and they somehow gave up 90 points and lost to the Mystics, and then they have a win in a very, very good competitive game that we saw tonight between the Fever in 2 games. So I'm almost positive that the Dream might play down in competition. So maybe those are games that we find the Sun interesting, but no, not against the best team in the league. No shot.
I get it, but I don't know. Maybe it's just too early in the season for me. I really don't want to lay 15.5 in the spot. The Lynx I thought were fine, but they messed around. They were up double digits against the Wings for most of that fourth quarter, and you
Wow.
looked up and it was like a 3-point game. I can see Connecticut
I'm
backdooring
shocked.
this thing.
I thought we were playing the drop here. I really did. Dang. All
15
right.
and a half for the third game, though. Like, I get it. If the Lynx win by 30, I wouldn't be surprised, but I'll take the points. The Lynx might take a nap in the second half of this game.
All right. Scott's on the Sun. I'm on the Lynx. Totals at 160.5. Give me the under because I don't think that the Sun are going to be able to score it all.
I agree. Yeah, give it the under.
Player props.
Whatever the hell the Lynx want in this game. Just being honest. Like, Courtney Williams' assist has been great. I know I lost the dog on it. I needed 1 assist the entire fourth quarter. It
Mhm.
was a good read. It didn't work out, but if they score north of 80, 85, Courtney probably has at least 6 assists minimum. I think it's a good spot for the assists again. Nafisa's ready for that MVP run. She looks great so far. Stick
She's
with
at
the
24.5. Like there's this
we
is
just
what
we
they
just did
so
this.
this is what they did with Asia last year, where they were afraid to move her off of 24.5, 23.5, 25.5 for so long. And then you look up and you realize she's averaging 28 points per game for the season. Like they are afraid to move her off of the line, and it's fine. I'm gonna continue to attack it every single time over 24.5.
Yeah. And I feel
And
like the one issue for Collier has been the rebounding, but the points have been great. I mean, the points are too low, so I'll keep taking it.
I'd run back Courtney Williams RA again.
Yeah.
They're starting to price it up. It's probably about to move to 12.5. I see minus 140. Oh, minus 140 right here. So it just moved from 144 to minus 140. So we'll see what happens there. What did Tina Charles do against the Lynx last year when she was on the Dream? Let's see.
Do you think Charles, by the way, stays on the Sun till the end of the season?
Oh
Or do you
yeah.
think she's like guaranteed to get flipped?
Nah, she's staying. She's got the $200,000 contract. She gets to continue to push DeWanna Bonner away on that second all-time scoring list a little bit more. Like, look at Tina Charles, what she did the last 2 games. 23-10 against the Mystics, 20-5 against the Aces. Like, they are perfectly fine of the Tanisha Wright. We're just gonna give her the ball and let her continue to work, continue to work, continue to work. Let's
So you
see.
so you think she's fine being a bad team, good stats player? for this season.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
That's why she
Fair enough.
signed there. She wouldn't agree. She wouldn't agree to sign there in the beginning if she didn't know. Because when she signed, everybody was gone already.
Yeah.
She knew what she was signing up for. 13-14 against Minnesota last year. 12-4 in 20 minutes though. That was 33 minutes that first game. 20 minutes she had 12-4. 32 minutes she had 14-10. 29 minutes 14-4. Okay, not bad. Main option here. What's Tina Charles' points at? 17.5. She's got 2 20-point games this season. What's her rebounds at? 7.5. What's points and rebounds? 25.5.
Kind of dangerous doing double at plus 210.
Ooh, double is
220
interesting as
actually.
well.
It's 220. She's had a double in 2 of the last 4 against Minnesota.
No, that's very interesting. Very, very interesting. I think I like that. You could sell me on a points and rebounds. I think double is actually at that price is the most interesting thing there. She's for sure getting the points. It's just making sure she has a good rebound day.
Even that last game against the Aces, they got buried the entire game. Still played 26 minutes. Had 20 points and I think what she had? She had like 5 rebounds, I think. But she played 20 minutes. She played 25 minutes. They got their asses kicked.
Yeah.
So that counts.
And probably could have spammed out a couple more rebounds and some extra minutes. Yeah, rebounds over 7.5 feels like a really good look. -115. Yeah, that feels all right.
I'm contemplating if I think the Lynx have Mabry in jail or not, because her points are at 15.5.
Nope. Good luck. I'm not doing it.
It feels insanely high.
I gotta wait till I know I got a crazy matchup like Dallas. If I like Dallas, all right, then I can get on the Mabry train. Like,
oh no, I like the under at 15.5. I think it's too high.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and okay, that feels great.
I didn't mean the over. No, this team can't score, but she's had
Yeah.
less than 12 in every game this season, and she also has gone under this number in 4 straight against the Lynx. It's a really high number against a very good defense. 15.5 is massive. I'll go with the
I
under.
see 16.5 here too. Yeah.
I'll take that. No, I did not mean the over, by the way. I'm not sure Connecticut reaches like 75 in this game. I just think the under for Mabry makes sense.
Yeah, she's been horrible shooting beginning of the season. All right.
She's definitely better in that 6th player role where she can take advantage of some spacing from other players.
Well, she tried to get. Hey, so for real, we probably should have been talking about that in the beginning. We probably should have been on her unders because she requested that trade and got denied. Like, who's about to go out there and start playing for real after they requested a trade and got denied? She's about to just start chucking whatever and doing whatever. Like, granted, she probably cool with the girls on the team and all that, but she requested a trade and got denied.
Yeah. The issue is also, I'd say, her actual game itself, which I do think is predicated on having good star players around her. If she's a main focal point, do I trust her to actually create space offensively? I don't. I think she needs to operate off ball. She needs other people taking attention away from her. They don't have that. I think she's a very good flamethrower off the bench who also can occasionally be a good 3rd or 4th option. As a second option, it's rough. I'll go with the under on Mabry points. 16.5's way too high.
Edge Boost is the first ever bank account built for bettors, ensuring all gambling transactions are approved. No usage fees, no minimums, earn cashback rewards, 100% approval for all betting deposits. Sign up today at edgeboost.bet with promo code SGPN. Deposit $25 and Edge Boost will match the deposit. That's edgeboost.bet. Promo code SGPN. We're also brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Underdog is going long for the NBA playoffs with their extender bonus. Hop in game 1, and the longer the series goes, the bigger the bonus gets. Plus, we have a pick'em entry that we're going to do at the end of the show. We've only got one game, but I'm not going to lie. I feel like we have some good looks in that one game where we can make a winning pick'em entry and 2-1 on the season. Again, waiting to see how long I can go before I forget that record because there's no way I'm going the whole season remembering that record like that. But we'll see how long I get. Here we go. Sign up. NBA SGPN. Claim your special pick and first-time deposit offer up to $1,000 in bonus credits. UnderdogFantasy.com. Promo code NBA SGPN. All right, Scott. Next game up. We're in a 10 p.m. window here. We got 3 games to talk about in this stretch. It's really annoying because also the next game is not going to be over by 10 p.m. What
Well,
time they
I
start?
actually
Eight
want to know
o'clock.
what your approach is, by the way, for game 2. Are you still glued? You're just going to be depressed watching the game, or are you trying to like avoid it at all
Um,
costs? What's your strat?
so I'm just gonna continue doing what I've been doing. I don't want to change anything up. And so what I've been doing is I watch the game until I get mad. And when I get mad, I turn it off. And so Boston, I got mad a bunch of times because they were down 20 points a bunch of times. And I didn't get to turn it off in the Pacers game because when the madness came, it was already too late. I didn't get a chance to be mad and then turn the game off. Uh, so I'm gonna be watching the game. But apparently I'm gonna have 4 screens on at 10 o'clock.
Okay. I wasn't sure how you're going to plan it.
Yeah. Damn. Yeah, 4 screens on. But at least I get the I love when it's just 2 games and I can just split screen, boom, boom, boom. It's good. When you start getting a 4, that's when it starts getting annoying.
Honestly,
And
I think I top out at 2. You can branch out, and if I'm in a casino where they have 7,000 TVs, I'll try to keep an eye on everything. For me
mhm,
personally, I like the 2 screens
yeah,
because if you add more than that, you're paying attention, but you're not really enjoying it. You're
yeah.
kind of like jumping around. You're pissed half the time that you missed something that happened on the other TV. It kind of sucks.
I
2,
have
you
to
can just
commit.
follow both.
So when I go 4, I have to commit to the 2 that I'm actually watching and the other 2 that I'm kind of more of
Yeah,
like, and then if something really crazy hops, and then you can jump in the order of the 2 that I'm watching. But whenever I'm 4 screen, I'm only paying attention to 2 at one time, and the other 2 are like, all right, commercial, what's the score over there? Oh, okay, all right.
yeah, pretty much. But if you watch more than 2 TVs, you're looking back like, what the hell just happened? And then you feel like you missed the main actual event of the game, which
But
kind
what
of
I
sucks.
will say is that the next game will be one of the games that I'll be paying attention to, and unless they do something crazy like, you know, start to get blown out at home in game 2, but I'll more than likely be definitely paying attention to 1.
Yeah.
I might be paying attention to this one. Nah, I'm not going to be paying attention to this one. The Las Vegas Aces are going on the road to play. No, I'm sorry. The Las Vegas Aces are at home and they're playing the Washington Mystics. Aces are laying 14. 166.5 is total. Injury. Do we got anything interesting here? Well, Aaliyah Edwards is still out for the Mystics. No update. I think she's got like a couple of weeks actually on her timeline of when she's coming back. And then nothing new for the Aces here. So, well, first off, easy play. 166.5 over. I
Okay.
don't trust either one of these teams defensively. The Aces will let you run them up, do whatever at times. I know for a fact that the Washington Mystics will. And the only reason that the Valkyries did not run the score up in that game is because they were incompetent. Like actually incompetent. But the Mystics gave them their chances. And that's why every time I kept looking up at the screen, I'm like, oh, the Mystics are down again? Jesus Christ. I thought I just watched the Valkyries have like 3 turnovers and miss like 3 threes. Nah, the Mystics were just incompetent. I think at the very least we see some scoring, at least on the Aces side, but definitely in the full game. And I just can't trust the Aces defensively. So over 166.5 is the first thing that I automatically see at this and say I like. But I mean, it's the Aces at home and their home opener. So you tell me they,
Home opener is the key term there because the Mystics we saw play on the road, traveling West Coast. Yes, they're staying there. It's why we took the Valkyrie.
yeah,
We don't trust East Coast teams traveling west, and they looked really bad. So there you go.
yeah, they look horrible. And I mean, Brittany Sykes is gonna have a good game, but like, where's the rest of the scoring that's gonna keep them in the number? Like, I just don't understand Sydney Johnson, what Sydney Johnson's gonna do when Jewel Lloyd, Jackie Young start going, and we already know Asia's gonna have like some 28 and 10, 28 and 12. Yeah, I'm good. chalk, aces.
Yeah, I'm with you. You can play the drop on this one if you want to.
Let's see here. There we go.
Thing
All right.
is, even if the aces aren't as good as we maybe thought initially, still
Yeah.
early. We can see how they look. The Liberty might be really, really good. And I feel like people might have overreacted to that first game where you're looking at the aces losing. The Liberty might be better than we thought. That doesn't mean the aces suck. But
Mhm.
these are clearly a good team. The Mystics, we know, for better or worse, are a bad team. Got off to a pretty good start. Beat the Dream, beat the Sun in a game they probably should have lost. They were getting outplayed by the Sun for most of that game. Now you lose to the Valkyrie, who we agree can't score. I don't know how you're going to guard this team. Who are you going to put on Asia? Dolson? Have fun. I think the Aces win this game comfortably. But the Aces had a bad first game. People panicked. The Liberty might be really, really good. There's clearly a tier system in the W, which I mentioned many times in previous seasons.
Mhm.
The Mystics are towards the bottom. The Aces are clearly towards the top. There's a massive gap here, home opener. The Aces really should drop 90-plus points in this game. I'll go with the Aces with you.
Yeah, I just don't understand. Shakira Austin's ruled out. I'm sorry. I was looking.
Shout out
I
to
knew that there
Shakira,
was.
by the way. Is she the W Draymond? 3 techs already? I'm
Yeah,
kind of
well,
impressed.
she got one from the bench.
3 techs is very
She
impressive.
got ejected from the bench. That was the funny
Yeah.
part. Like she already had a tech, then she caught another one sitting on the bench. But like,
Tim Duncan would be proud.
and the W, I'm pretty sure it's 1K per tech.
Might be. But I know that Shakira's already got 3, so she's trying to set that W record for techs in a season.
Oh no, she's getting suspended this year for sure.
Who has that record, by the way? Tarazi? If I had
Yep,
to guess?
easily,
I'd have to assume it's Tarazi.
easily.
So
Gotta be Tarasi. You know who got a tech?
I actually don't.
Azare Stevens.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yes. She caught a tech in the what game? What game was it? The Mercury game? Yes, it was the Mercury game. She caught a tech in the beginning of the game. And I was watching, I'm like, why? And she was like she was mad. And I'm like, wow, I've never seen Azare be mad like that. Like Azare Stevens is always smiling. She was mad. She caught a tech. And so I went to look it up. It was her first tech of her career. It's like
That
a
wouldn't
6-year
surprise me.
career. 6-year, 7-year career. Might be even 8.
I don't think she's ever been known as a player that gets pretty angry towards refs.
No,
in the past,
she
so.
caught a tech. I was like, wow, like that's crazy. I have never seen you catch a tech before. And clearly I haven't. You never have.
Mm-hmm.
All right. What's next? We don't have any player props, but oh god, point guard has let me down the past 2 games, man. I can't give her. This is
Not
gonna be the
happy
one.
about it.
This is gonna be the one she has the double-double too.
Do we sacrifice that?
Dude, twice in a row has been really, really like, and I've laddered them too. Like, I think that's the
rough.
part that's really, yeah, that's the one that's really getting me. And it's just like, I know if I don't do it this time, this is gonna be the one. I'm gonna take the L for everybody.
By the way, shout out to D who sent us $2 in super chat for being great. So
Word,
appreciate
it. Eddie, appreciate you, Eddie.
Shout out, and also shout out to Jem, who's asking the same thing about Chelsea Gray, because he wants to know if it's time to eject. I'll let you choose, because you've been the lighter guy on Chelsea. Is it time to eject?
Oh, no. I mean, I'm just not going to do it so everybody else can win, but, bro, we know it's going to pop off. We know it.
Yeah.
This Mrs. team is really a good matchup, too.
They don't guard anybody. Shout out to Sykes, though. She could have a solid game.
But it's just she didn't play the fourth quarter last time. That's really what hurt us.
Is this a really bad matchup for Shakira, by the way? Is she in foul trouble like 3 minutes into the game?
Oh, no, she's not even playing. She's out.
Oh, sorry, she's out. My bad. Yeah. So, yeah, you got Dolson, who might be in hell for this entire game.
Dolson, Angsler, Kiki Airfan's probably going to be in foul trouble.
Have fun with Asia. That's all.
Yeah, Kiki Airfan. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I'm really big on Kiki, but Kiki might be get this work. Like Asia might be really.
She's about to give her the MVP treatment.
All right, yeah. So Asia points over.
Yeah.
Clearly, in the first home opener, that is, we don't have a line on that, but they're not going to price that correctly.
Yep.
She's going for 30. Definitely, at least 10. 10 to 12 foul shots.
If the game's close, you really might end up with like 35. It would not shock me here. Like, it's a
That's my
great
main prop.
matchup.
That's my main prop. Yeah, Asia points and rebounds. She's going at Kiki the entire game.
Yep.
She's going at Kiki the entire game. All right. Anything else here, Scott?
No. I think it's just relative chalk here. We think the Mystics aren't actually good. The Aces are good despite what people think after the standalone game against the Liberty. In hindsight, we underestimated how good the Liberty would be.
Yeah,
We think the Aces are a solid team. So, no, we're not going to really switch anything up here.
we took a contrarian view on the Liberty, and it didn't work out, and it's cool.
I don't know if it was fully contrarian. We just thought with Hamilton being out, with
It made sense.
Rihanna having knee surgery, with the shoulder injury that Ionescu had, we're like, there are some questions, and apparently there are no questions. They're just really good at basketball. So yeah, we misread the Liberty. The Aces are still solid, so that's fine.
Yeah. All right. Oh, what do we got here?
We have a rematch of the opener between the Valkyries and the Sparks.
Before we do that, though, got to talk to you about Rhythm, the home for AI, bat picks, and props. Dominate the NBA playoffs, PGA, MLB, WNBA with Rhythm. Shout out to Adam Rosenberg. He played chalk tonight.
Oh, no, I tailed them on those. That was a fun time.
Yeah. Very, very good. Very good. I had fever as well. So
shout out to my favorite model of his, Rebecca Lobo Cop. I appreciate it.
Rebecca Lobo Cop. Oh, my
it's really
God.
good. Shout out to Lobo Cop. It's been cooking so far.
All right. Shout out to Lobo Cop. His model's been cooking. Hey, you can head over there and you can copy his model for free. Just head over there and get that 7-day free trial over there at sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm, RITHMM. You can also get your monthly subscription 25% off with promo code SGPN25 and 50% off annual subscription with promo code SGPN50. That is sportsgamblingpodcast.com/RITHMM. All right, Circa Ultimate Fantasy Football giveaway. First of all, Circa and Derek are insane for a $100,000 buy-in Survivor.
Didn't Derek throw out the first pitch for like the A's game today or something?
He did.
Pretty good pitch from what I saw.
I got to go back and look at it.
I think it was actually a strike. I think it was pretty good.
Really? I got to go look at it. You know, Derek probably practices. He for sure, if he knew he was doing it, he for sure practiced.
To be clear, I don't even know where my baseball mitt from Little League would be. I'm clearly practicing before I'm throwing out a first pitch, right?
Yeah, like why would you not? If you know you're throwing a first pitch, I would be practicing all the time. No way. Oh, Derek, this was a great pitch.
Great pitch. It was right down the middle. It's a hell of a pitch.
Oh yeah, right down the middle.
I still think the best first pitch of all time is either George Bush or Mike Tyson. Tyson's pitch was filthy, if you ever watched that first pitch. But no, Stevens threw it right down the middle. It's a good pitch.
Yeah, holy shit. Yeah, Derek, wow. That was a really, really great. And it's like he just looked like Tyson's is funny because he looked weird.
It was such a nice curveball, though. It was such a good pitch.
It did exactly what it needed. How do you hit that? How do you possibly hit that?
And of course, the best pitch is probably George Bush under the circumstances, but still, that Tyson pitch is great. The Stevens one was good too. Worst first pitch, 50 cents?
50.
Question mark? Yeah.
50.
50?
And what's the dude? Michael Rubin.
That was a bad one too.
He's pretty, and it's because people have no idea at what point you're supposed to release the ball.
Yeah.
Like, dude, he'll release the ball and it too late and it's going in the ground too early. It's all the way over there.
Michael Rubin's the white party guy?
Yeah.
Can we get some invites? We got White on. Can we get some invites to the next one?
Hey, bro, imagine NBA, WNBA gambling podcast walking through the White Party. Like, first of all, I'm telling everybody I have a ticket on them.
Yeah.
Everybody. I don't need you. I don't want no intel. I just want you to know what I'm expecting you to do.
No, the real power move is you offer to get them a drink because all the drinks are free. That's the move. It's a gesture.
Yeah, let me go get you.
Pay for
it. You want a drink? Let me go get you a drink.
What do you want? You want the 1942? I got you covered.
Hey, I got you. Good. Be straight. Yeah, I could rock.
Just put it on the house tab. You know.
I'd have some very very, very choice words for multiple players. We got to clean some of this stuff up here. in particular Paul George.
Podcast P.
Dude, and you saw Gilly. Gilly let him have it. Gilly said, "Yo, need to rebuild."
Gilly also thinks he could take like half the roster on the Nets.
Did.
Gilly's also kind of,
He did say I could beat
pretty delusional.
I could beat four on the Nets.
Yeah, he did. I think wasn't he trying out for like some summer league stuff?
Wow,
or something
this was a circa fantasy football giveaway.
I gotta mention it because I mean, if Stevens throws out a good first pitch, I'm gonna praise a guy with a good first pitch.
Yeah, and then we somehow got on a whole rabbit hole, and this was supposed to be a circa ad read. Wow, circa! Shout out to Derek Stevens and just
it's all because of Michael Rubin, by the way, for that bad first pitch.
Dude,
why we segued into it.
Horrible.
50 Cent's probably the bar though of like bad first pitches.
Because he like let it go as he was. I don't know what he was doing.
Nobody knows.
This way went all the way over there, man. Again, practice your first pitches, and hey, also make sure you get into Derek Stevens' Circa Resort Fantasy Football giveaway, where you can get a 2-night stay at Circa Resort and Casino for your entire 12-team league, a $5,000 food and beverage credit over there at Stadium Swim, limo transportation to and from the airport, a welcome party at Legacy Club, and the world's largest sports book with a $500 beverage credit and a 2-hour open bar package over there at Overhang Bar if you're not drunk enough already. SportsGamblingPodcast.com/circa. That's SportsGamblingPodcast.com/CIRCA. June 30th is the end date. All right. Let's see. We got mybookie.ag, your place to bet on every single sport, including the NBA playoffs. They're for the true DJs, and you can lock in. And they have a whole bunch of customers in a ton of different locations. So easy deposit with lightning fast payouts using cryptocurrency, and go over there and bet the Aces over there on mybookie.ag. That's it. Super easy. Promo code SGPN for 100% deposit match up to $1,000. Terms and conditions apply. That's mybookie.ag. Promo code SGPN. All right. What's next?
We got the Valkyries. Awful win.
Yeah.
That's one. We need 7 more. You need 8 more, but we need a couple more wins.
Shoot, honestly, I need a lot more to hit the first to hit the first number.
We'll take the 1-1. That's all I'm gonna say. We'll take the 1-1. I like the under on the first number, so you're alone on that one. But I'm rooting for you.
I need some help with the first number, but hey, man, if they hit their shots, they lethal, but they ain't been able to hit shots at all. And now they're going on the road to play the Los Angeles Sparks. Sparks are laying 11.5 now. 158.5 is the total. So, Tip is out with the nose injury that she suffered in that last game.
Is that broken? Or is that not confirmed yet?
I don't know. It just says nose. It doesn't say if it broke or not.
Right.
I have to go check a beat reporter, figure it out. With that being said, I actually don't have. Zayna Lassini is still out with that foot injury for the beginning of the season. Rikia is still out in the concussion protocol.
They hung in there against the Mercury. They didn't win, but they tried their best. Plum was good. What'd you have, 25 in that game?
Wow. I would really like. Okay, so maybe the Aces don't cover, because are all 3 large favorites going to cover?
I might save that for this game, but we'll get into that.
Oh, wow, really? Because I'm all over the Sparks, dude. They couldn't hit a thing at home in those 2 games. There's no way I'm taking them to go on the road here and go just light up the scoreboard against the Sparks, especially without Tip Hayes. I am all over the Sparks in this one.
Yeah, I'm taking the Sparks. I was just messing with you.
All right, cool.
I picked the Sun already, so I'm off the hook. I already picked the team to cover the 15.5.
Right.
But look, the Valkyries won a game. Do you celebrate that hard after winning your first game in franchise history? Probably. They might get blown out here. I don't know what the protocol is for winning the first game in franchise history, but I'm assuming.
Well, I'll admit, Natalie Nakase did look very cool, calm, collected, like she'd been there before after that win. I was expecting to see a little bit more emotion, and she was just very.
Yeah.
It was a horrible game, though.
It was also a scary situation, though, because she's trying to shake hands with the coach, and the lights blacked out a bit. She couldn't actually see where the hell she was going.
Yeah.
It was kind of a weird scenario there, but either way, look, they won a game. Good for them. Sparks were really bad besides the fourth quarter. They gave up 7 points. As you said before, the Valkyries can't score. They might be a great under team, this season because the shooting is just non-existent, and Hayes, we know, is the best player on the team. Did we say that? Best player? I mean, Burton might be solid, but small sample. Hayes is the most proven player that we trust at this point in time.
Easily the best player, even at, what is she, 30 something, 30.
She can still get buckets.
I feel like she's like 36, 37.
Don't overlook her, though. She can get buckets.
Yeah, like easily the best player on the team,
They
but
beat
not
the
even close.
Mystics. It has to be ugly. Burton had a monster game. I'm not seeing that happen again. I'll go with the Sparks. I like the under, though.
Because they can't score.
7 points in a quarter, you might think is fluky. It actually wasn't watching them play against the Mystics. They're actually just bad offensively. I'll go with the under in this game, but I'll go with the Sparks as well. I think they win this game by 15, maybe close for a half. There's one quarter where the Valkyries score 10 points, and it's game over. So give me the Sparks minus 11.5.
I'm not going to lie. There's a good chance that when Xander Lucini comes back, she's one of their best offensive players.
Yeah. It's not great, once again, for their sake, but they need her. They really need her. They need the shooting.
Yeah, that's somebody that's 40% from three. Like, gosh, they need her. Oh man, even just as a decoy, like, yeah, I'm good on this. On the Valkyries, I swear.
For the record, they might find a way to 8 or 9 wins, but I'll tell you what, it's going to be a very sweaty ride. I'll tell you that much. Mm-hmm. We need teams to stop trying in the back half of the season, but they won a game. Good for them. But they're not a great basketball team. So I'm shocked they won with Hayes getting hurt.
Hopefully they're a team that actually, maybe after the All-Star break, switch happens and they look competent. But as of right now, as I look at it, again, we had 5.5 last time, but I was like, it looks bad.
Well, I picked them for one reason. I got their under win total of 15.5 when we talked about initially. Took the over 7.5. I was there for the pride. I thought they'd be close to pace with a month to go. Yeah. And you're hoping teams are trying to tank. And that's where the pride will step in. You try to set a good example in your first franchise's season. I'm hoping, once again, they have 6 wins with a month to go, and some teams are blowing it up.
With that being said, if they go on the road here and shoot...
it's not fluky. This team can't shoot.
If they go on here and shoot some 38, 39, 40% from three here, and they keep this game close, I'll be officially back in. But until I see them score, completely out.
Well, that's the thing, though, is that you're looking at the roster right now. They have 5 players averaging 10 plus points, which is solid. Their leading scorer is averaging 12. As a team, they're attempting 22.2% from three. They're attempting 36 threes per game. They're shooting 22.2%. They're just going to chuck them. There is less than a 4% chance that they make any given three-pointer. But damn it, they're there for the quantity. So we'll see what happens, but they cannot shoot. 22% from three. I'm with Jem here. Sign McDonald. Get some offense.
Yeah.
I would do it. I can't believe she's a free agent. I think McDonald's a good player. I would use her on this team. She'd walk in as the third best player minimum on this roster. I would take her. I liked her at Arizona. She's a good shooter.
All right. Mobile probably has a game randomly.
I do want to ask you, by the way, out of all the 3-point shooters, why is Thornton attempting 7 threes per game? She's shooting 14%. Can you go to the basket, please? Van Loo, I understand.
Hey, you want to know why? I'll tell you why. Yeah.
Ring confidence.
You got one of them?
Van Loo, I get, but Thornton's big. Go to the basket.
You get one of them, and you get the infinite green light.
Just saying.
Infinite green light. That's the what's that? The GTA money glitch green light. Like, what? You get one of them, you can do whatever you want on the team.
I imagine the coaching staff talks to her listen, that's not the shot we want you to take, and she just pulls out the ring. You have one of these? You got one of these?
Yeah.
I got one. Where's yours? I know what I'm doing.
It's like when Ant said when they said Ant, even Kobe came off the they said even Dwayne Wade came off the bench. Or for Kobe, well, there ain't no Kobe on this team. That's what Kayla Thornton said. I would stop shooting if you had somebody that could shoot, but since nobody could shoot, I might as well fire up 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of them things.
Just saying, 14% from three.
No, bro.
Go to the basket. That's all I'm going to say. Just go to the basket.
And she's strong going to the basket too. Hey, it's the 3-point. They want to shoot threes. It's whatever.
Well, it's the ultimate equalizer. They know they're not that talented, so they said, you know what, we'll play the math game. The problem is nobody can shoot, so they're going to try to play the math, but it is what it is. Look, I like Thornton as a role
They're
as a bench
taking for
player.
Lauren Betts.
Well, what's the rule? Are they allowed they're allowed the first pick this year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
You just can't get it as an expansion team because it's like, who you being to get the first pick?
Vandelou's also attempting 7 per game. She's also been bad, but at least she's
So
a guard.
I would take her over on points here. I don't think there's anybody that I don't think the guards, at least for the Sparks, can stay in front of her. And
I'm
she
just
can get to
saying,
the rim.
Thornton's attempting 12 plus shots per game. Like, that's just crazy to me. Like, damn, that's just not the distribution you want. But whatever. Wanted to mention that. A lot of 3-pointers, really bad percentages. So if they hit the threes, they might actually keep games close. But the team can't
You don't
shoot.
know what night. You don't know what night they're gonna hit. They might hit their threes like 5 games from now. You don't know that.
They're gonna steal a game by shooting like 40% one game, but it might not be this one, and we're not picking it to be this one. So we'll go with the Sparks.
What's their schedule look like?
They'll be dogs in almost every game.
They got Liberty, a back-to-back game set in New York.
Die. And they're gonna die.
And then they have to go. And then they have to go back home to play Minnesota. And then they have to go
the road against the Mercury.
And then back home to play LA.
Oh god.
And then they get the Sparks yet again. Hey man,
it's not pretty. It's gonna be a bloodbath the next week. It's gonna be really bad.
June 17th, we get to go on the road to Dallas. I'm telling you, that is a win. If we don't got another win by then, we are getting it then. That's the first road win. No. The Sparks blow them out this game, and then they come back the third game and they get a random road win against the Sparks. That's the next win. And then we get the win at Dallas, and then they don't win a game forever.
Liberty on the road back-to-back, Lynx at home, Mercury on the road, Aces at home. Jesus Christ, they're about to get destroyed. Oh, they're going to get killed. Okay. All right. They got to win. You got to start small. But damn, that's a rough schedule for the next week and a half.
Yep. All right. Let's see here. What was I doing? Oh, yeah, this.
Yeah.
All right. Let's close things out here. Scott, lock, dog.
You skipped the game.
What? Oh, dang. We do got one more game.
I mean, it's a rematch of a game we saw a couple days ago. But
Phoenix Mercury on the road going to play the Seattle Storm, this time in Seattle.
You mispronounced the name.
Oh, yeah, Showers.
Yep. They are the Showers.
Seattle Showers laying 6.5. Laying 6. 156.5 is total. That they actually opened up at 3.5 and it's up to 6. There isn't anything different about the injury report for a line move. So
I'm going to give the Mercury props, though. As a separate point, they lost Copper. Could have gotten really ugly. You know what? You're 2-0. Good for you. Nice win against the Sparks. Good job. Shout out to the Mercury.
I just don't think Seattle can score.
I'm not sure the Mercury can score either. They did a good job at home, but we know that historically speaking, they're a really bad road team, really good home team.
Yeah. And this total is going up, but I have no idea. I would take under 156.5.
I'm not betting the over in this game. Mercury, even in that win against the Sparks, I don't like their supporting cast at all. They got 25 from Satu. They got 19 from AT. They got 11 from Akoa Makani. That's it. That's like the only... They have 2 players.
Moby hooping.
Yeah, Moby's hooping, but, I mean, Whitcomb's been bad. She's been really bad to start the season. Kalani's been kind of fine. Loxa had 9 off the bench.
Give me the Phoenix Mercury +6.
They have 2 players. I'm taking the under. I think this total's too high. We saw the Storm score 59 points against this team in the first game. But I'll ask you about the Mercury, because it's not their fault. Copper got hurt. But their bench is atrocious. They have 2 players. They're 2-0. A win's a win, but they've been really bad on the road in years past. 6.5 is crazy, though. Like, I'm not going to take that. I'll go with the under.
I mean, you say they have 2 players, but they still put up 89 and 81 points in those 2 games. Like, clearly they have more than 2 players. They're still putting up points.
They had a bunch of players who put up 5+.
I haven't seen anything that has made me just say that Seattle's going to play this completely different here, other than the fact that Phoenix is on the road. If Seattle was a home dog, then I've been like, all right, Seattle's interesting. But I'm about to lay points with a team that I've just been talking about that I don't think can score. And did you see the second half against the Wings? Absolutely not. Not
They were
laying
up by
points with
like
that team.
15, and the game was cut to 5 in like 3 minutes.
I'm not laying points with that team. Give me the Mercury +6.
Also got to mention, they scored 79 against the Wings. You know how bad you have to be to only score 79 points against the Wings? I got to go under in this game.
Mm-hmm.
So,
All right.
there you go.
Now, well, okay, so where did I have? I had something up here. Oh yeah, so Skylar Diggins Smith. I'm gonna play her again. Points and assists again. Whatever it's at. It's probably gonna be at like 22 and a half, 23 and a half, something like that. She's been very good. I think that this is still a really good matchup for NECA. I don't think that they have anything to really slow her down, and they've actually been really good in um playing with each other in terms of the assists. And so she's been able to get a lot of, let me pull this up here. Let me go. What was it? Like 5 assists that they had with each other that last game?
Sounds about right. Would
Oh,
be
wait.
somewhere around 5 if I had to guess.
Hold on. I didn't filter that right. There we go. Yeah, so yeah, it was 5 assists. So they connect. Skylar Diggins connected with Neck on 5 assists. Like 5 assists, that's cuts everything in half there. So if they're able to connect like that, like they were in that Dallas game, and be able to get things going, then I think NECA can actually have a pretty solid game. I think Skylar Diggins can have a solid game. So I'll probably stick with just those 2 players, to be honest. But everybody else, I don't know yet. Gotta wait. Gotta see it. Gotta see it before I can trust it again.
By the way, I'll give a quick shout out to a couple Storm players. NECA, 18 rebounds. Well done. 23 and 18. Nice job
Yeah.
there. Gabby, 17 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 steals, 2 blocks. That's what we've been waiting for. We want to see more of that, Gabby. Nice job.
Yeah. All right. Anything else that? Well, we really don't have anything, but
no.
All right. Over to you again.
All right. So for the lock, I'm done with totals. I've gotten my ass kicked on totals. I'm not going to bother.
Okay.
It's either going to be the Aces or the Sparks for this game. I'll go with the Sparks. I think at the end of the day, the Sparks, they're off a loss to Phoenix. They were close throughout. Game 1 was weird because neither team could shoot for 3 quarters, and the Sparks realized, wait a second, this team stinks, and they give up 7 points. But the Valkyrie are awful win. It's a great letdown spot in general. They're shooting 22% from 3. Kayla Thornton has a little bit of confidence from the ring. Damn, the shot selection is bad. Give me the Sparks minus the 11.5 here as my lock for the show. For the dog, it's got to be a player prop. I got to go with something. Actually, do I want to go with Mabry? Do I have alt lines? I don't. That sucks. You know what? I'll actually pivot. I'm going to switch up my plays. For my lock, give me Mabry under 16.5 points. Line's too high. Dating back to last year, gone under this number in 6 straight. Less than 12 in both games this season. I think the line's too high. Give me the under on Mabry point 16.5 minus 110. For the dog, go with an alt line on the Sparks. I think the Sparks bury this team. Offensively, they're good even with the injuries. Valkyries won the game against the Mystics. Didn't really look good in the process, so I'll go with an alt line instead. Give me the Sparks minus the... what do I think they win by? Give me the minus 13.5 at plus 130. I was going to pick something else. I'm limited props-wise. Give me an alt spread instead. So give me, once again, Mabry under 16.5 points as my lock. Dog will be the Sparks minus 13.5 at plus 130.
Okay. I'll let you slide on to plus 130.
I mean, I can bump it up, but truth is we're missing a bunch of props. I'm kind of limited here from what I wanted to do.
Yeah, sorry. I'll let you slide.
Good?
It was extreme circumstances.
We both got reverse swept. I got to try something. Low key, most pressure that we have on the show is the underdog entry, but low key.
No, because I actually think the underdog entry is the easiest part of the show. Well,
I'm saying it's tough. We're missing props in every game.
And you know what? Unless the Lynx do something crazy, like they just dominate the game, way like just complete dominate, where the starters aren't even playing in the second half for real. That would
Hmm.
be annoying. And so with that, Lynx laying 15.5. Come on, son. I really wanted the first half play, to be honest, but I didn't have that available, so I'll just lay the full number and say that they beat them by at least 20.
Hmm.
Dog. Hmm. Got the same game again. All right. No, Tina, can't even do it. You know what? This is how I'll do the dog. Give me Sparks laying 11.5,
Okay.
and I'll parlay it with
What was your lock again?
the Lynx laying minus
Okay.
15.5.
Aces? Going with the aces on that?
No, we're gonna stay in that game, and we're gonna parlay it with the under 160.
Okay.
Because what? Wait. Pause. Hold on.
You just did some serious math in your head right there.
Aces. Nope, they still went under. It was 87, 162. Okay, yeah, no. All right, yep, under 160 for Sun and Lynx, and Sparks minus 11.5. That gets me plus 270. All right, boom. That's my dog.
All right. Cool.
So lock, laying 15.5 points with the Lynx one more time. Dog, Sparks laying 11.5, parlayed with the under 160 in the Sun and Lynx game, plus 271.
Go. Good price.
Underdog, Marina Mabry lower 16.5.
Well, I'm going to ask how you want to do this. Do you want to use
Oh, we
the.
have Phoenix. We have Phoenix lines in underdog as
Okay.
well.
I was going to ask if you wanted to speculate on lines again or if you wanted to just go with what we
Oh
have and
no,
make it work.
we got a couple of games. We can. So are you cool with Skylar Diggins Smith? We just run Skylar Diggins Smith. I'm not Smith. Jesus, Skylar Diggins. We just run Skylar Diggins back
I'm
higher,
fine with that.
25.5
Do
points
you
in the
want to pair
six.
her with NECA or you don't want to bother? They are kind of
Whoa,
connected at
no.
the hip.
NECA's at 17.5.
Rebounds are at 8.5, though. She had 18 last game.
Unless you have the first game with
She had
the
7,
Sun.
but she had 10 in the last 2 games before that. She only played 23 minutes, though, against Phoenix. So it seemed like
So
foul trouble was an issue.
Mabry, Skylar Diggins, and then we can go either NECA, we can go Tina Charles, we can go Courtney Williams,
I mean,
or
Williams' assist is
just
still solid, but
or fee points.
we'll go Fee. Why not? Fee's a
24,
monster.
24.5 is just ridiculous, man.
It's like Asia from last year. We kept looking at the numbers, going, "Why the hell have you not bumped this up like 3 points?" And we just
Yeah,
keep taking it. So I'm
yeah,
fine with it.
because she again. We think she has a shot at MVP. 25 points per game is not enough to be MVP. It's not.
Against the worst team in the league or second worst, however you want to phrase it. Yeah, I think that's a great number. We'll go
Yeah.
with that too.
Marina Mabry lower 16.5 points. Nafisa Collier higher 24.5 points. Skylar Diggins higher 25.5 points and assist. Add that in underdog, you get 6x. $100 gets $600 over there. Underdog Fantasy. Make sure you use that promo code NBA SGPN. Let me get that entry in here. All right. Scott, anything else for people before we get out of here?
No, once again, should be a fun card. Looking forward to it. And yeah, we're back on the NBA show in the morning, or I will be at least.
Oh, crap. I forgot to use my boost.
When does that expire by? You probably, I don't know if one
Oh,
expires.
yep. I got my note because guess what? Underdog is so good. You can cancel your entry in the one. I got 2 minutes to cancel my
Nice.
entry. 1 minute, 30 seconds, canceling the entry. And so now I can go back and I can, because I have a 40% boost here, Scott.
Okay.
So let's just go ahead and grab that back.
What was the price, by the way, pre-boost, if you remember?
It was 6x.
Okay, cool.
So pre-boost, it was 6x. Now let me get Mabry lower, Fisa higher.
It's a nice price. It's going to be like, what, 8.5, give or take?
8x. 40% boost moves me to 8x. There we go. That's better. Now we're cooking here. All right. Anything else
There you go.
before we get up out of here?
No, NBA show in the morning. We'll be back on the W at some point the next day or so. But yeah, looking forward to it. Underdog's been cooking. We try to keep it rolling.
Yep, we'll be back at some point over the weekend. Probably not the next day, but the day after. I think Sunday has actually a lot of games going on. So, yeah, 4 games going on. So, probably that Saturday night.
They just have to monopolize the day portion because we only have one NBA game per day at like 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
Just throw every game in the front part of the day, and we're fine.
All right. He's at Restaurant Radio. I'm at really raw __. Make sure you give us a follow. With that, first of all, WNBA. Make sure you like the stream. If you're not on YouTube, head over to YouTube, like it over there, comment, subscribe, all of that stuff. Make sure you give us a 5-star rating review wherever you get your podcast. And with that, I have nothing else to say, nothing else to do, no other way of ending the podcast. Just gonna like this. We are out of here.